Why do I love Jesus? For me, it's more, why wouldn't I love Jesus?
He's kind and merciful, forgiving, and he is love.
He died on the cross for me, and I know I have a home in heaven.
Well, he's awesome, and he's the one and only God.
That I can stand before God on Judgment Day without fear, because Jesus has taken all of my sins onto him.
Jesus' death is just the ultimate gift to mankind.
Although I've grown up in a Christian family, it's only in the last 12 months that I've really accepted the depth of what he's done, and dying on the cross and taking away my sins has been really humbling for myself.
Some of the joys of following Jesus would be always feeling loved.
I've got a God who loves me and a future in heaven that's secure and never be taken away from me because of the grace of God.
Some of the greatest challenges in following Jesus would have to be forgiving my enemies.
Lust, because that's something that was a big part of my life. And now that it's not, I do feel a lot better about it.
Not being able to understand why everybody doesn't follow Jesus.
Living a sacrificial life, that every minute, every breath, every step that I take is for the glory of God.
Accepting the things that I might have to give up, like family and friends who have not been happy about the decision to follow Jesus.
The person that brought me to Christ was my brother Paul. He took me aside one day and said to me that I was going to hell, and that really struck me as, oh my goodness, I've tried so hard to be a good person, how can this be? And then with his explanation is why I decided that God was the ultimate answer.
Grant Borg was the key person bringing me to Christ. I heard him speak about the Gospels, and that has encouraged me to come along to MBM, where everyone here has made me feel like a family member and nurtured my growth.
My mum was the greatest inspiration for me to grow and love Jesus.
My mother, although not a regular churchgoer herself, often she'd sing hymns, and I just grew up wanting to know a little bit more about this Jesus that she sang about.
I was quite fearful of a vengeful God who would send me to hell, who would hurt me, who would do nasty things to me. I used to carry a bat around thinking that if he sends someone to hurt me, I'm going to have a good whack at him too. I know that God isn't like that. He's loving, kind and merciful.
Prior to becoming a Christian, I was always striving to be a perfectionist and trying to do everything correctly, and now I know that only Jesus and the Lord can be perfect, so it's taken off that burden from me.
I was hellbound. I was living for me. I didn't care about consequences, and I'd live each day like it was its last.
I've done a lot of wrong things and lived life like the devil, so for me, having to change all this is going to be a ginormous curve, and that's why the baptism is so exciting for me, is just to repent.
I was far too concerned about what I might miss out on and lose if I started actually taking Jesus seriously. God has kindly showed me that I haven't lost anything by following him, but actually gained life and gained everything.
I had a lot of anxiety, used to get worried about things, used to not know which way to go, and since knowing Christ I found direction and don't have that anxiety because I have him and I have prayer.